Tell me, I mean, on the day, we're still at the day that we recorded, the moment that we recorded. Uh, what were your preparations like? What did like, what was your checklist looking like? I'm sure you would have made a checklist knowing you. I know you would have made a checklist. You would have ticked off all those things. So what did your checklist really look like on the day just before we started recording?
Precisely, since you already compared me to a teacher as a professor, see, first and foremost, we need to know whether we have a blackboard in school, in a college. So here we need to know whether we have got a proper computer or a phone which works well. And similarly, you need to have a good internet connectivity. You should have that good. You should have a proper mic system. You go to the lecture hall and then you say, sorry, mic is not working. I have to come closer, or you come closer. It was all happened in the past. So your mic has to work well. All those things in a classroom, you could afford to do it. But when you're talking to a social media, where is the question of all those compromises? So they are not there. So you have to have a proper mic system. You have to have a proper, video system. So you have to get that ready. And also the contents, you have to be ready. You do not know what questions the podcaster is going to ask. Broadly speaking, we discussed it's going to be a doctor-patient relationship. But in that, what exactly the questions are going to be and how we are going to take it forward. Because you ask the questions based on my replies. We don't have a set pattern of question and answer session. It's not prepared. So I think those things, and when you're talking to, as I told you, to such a large media, you have to give facts as facts. And therefore, there is an element of nervousness. All these things were checked in order, whether the internet connection was fine, the microphone was working well, whether the lighting was okay, which area would give you a good feel, whether there are any echoes. One of the important things in this part of the world is to keep your telephone down, because suddenly your telephone starts ringing, and that phone can be very disturbing. So keep your mobile in beep. Otherwise, people look as though they are very busy. Imagine every time we are talking a podcast and a ting, ting, ting sound comes. It can be very irritating, both to the listener as well as the question person. So these things were some of the issues. Plus, some notes were on hand with a piece of blank paper and a pen. In case you ask a question, that should not go unanswered.
That's right. And in fact, the fact that you mentioned about silencing your mobile phones, I've been bitten by that. So I'll leave it at that. So